Society is full of people who cope. Whenever people see a Ferrari driving down the street, the majority of people, they see that and they're like, oh, they probably only have that because of this. Oh, their life probably sucks, blah, blah. They cope as to why it would suck to have the Ferrari. The same thing actually happens with height. A lot of people, they see someone who is taller and they cope. They're like, oh, they probably get too many looks in public. Oh, their life is probably terrible. They're probably this, they're probably that. And they try to cope to make themselves feel better. The truth is, being taller will significantly enhance your life. This is why crazy people out here are going as far to get limb lengthening surgery. So today, I'm just going to be discussing the benefits of actually being taller. Now, for the sake of this video, the majority of the benefits you'll see are from the 6'3" to 6'6" range. Past 6'6", I'm going to be honest, your life is going to have much more inconveniences than pros. Like, it's really not good to be past that. And then below 6'3", I would not say significant enough of height to really stand out to reap these benefits. But 6'3" to 6'6", this is mogging height. So without further ado, let's get it. First one is actually just kind of a fun statistic. So statistically speaking, if you're over 6 feet tall, you are pretty much never ever going to get robbed. So I will go out, I really don't care what country it is, and I will wear most of my designer, I'll have on my nice watches, all my jewelry, and I have not even been close to being robbed. But I'm very aware of my surroundings. Like, I can notice when people are side-eyeing me, whenever people try to come behind me because they want to try to pickpocket me. I'm very aware of these things. But the thing is, whenever you are taller, the chances of someone actually trying to rob you, which is actually, you think about it, man, that is one fear a lot of people actually have. Like, they go out in public, they don't want to wear this because they're going to get robbed. They're going to have this out with them when they're out in public. But if you're over 6 feet tall, statistically, you will never be robbed. Now, if you're over 6 feet, you've been robbed, I'm sorry, man. Perhaps you should be gym maxing. There's something I hate almost more than anything else in this world, and it's going to be large crowds of people. I don't like it. I don't like it, the noise. I don't like how crowded it is. You can't get anywhere. But whenever you are taller, huge advantage. You can see over literally everybody, so you know exactly where to go. And people, you'll notice this if you're taller, people literally will move out of the way for you. Like, you don't have to do anything special. You're just walking straight and they will just kind of part ways. They will move and make way for you. In addition to this, whenever you are taller, obviously, people will notice you. You know, like if a girl's trying to find you in that crowd, she's going to find you almost instantly. You are going to be the easiest guy ever to freaking spot. And this is just one cool advantage of being taller. Alright, it goes without saying that being taller will boost your SMV probably almost more than anything. You know, like more than money, more than your social circle. Like if you got a 5 out of 10 face, completely average, but you are 6'5", you're not going to be an average guy. Like, you're going to be slain because it boosts your SMV like crazy. Now, if you are in that range of 6'3" to 6'6", I would argue that your SMV is boosted by 2 points. So let's say facially you are like a 4 out of 10. This means that if you are in this height range, this means that you are a 6 out of 10 SMV wise, not even accounting anything else like your physique, your fashion, your money, your social circle, everything. It has such an insane impact on SMV. Now, the thing is, you're going to attract an insane amount of girls who only want to date you. They want to match with you on Tinder because of your height. Like, I cannot tell you, whenever I used to have Tinder, whenever they launched that height setting on Tinder, that was overkill, man. That's when my matches started like quadrupling. Just having 6'6" on Tinder, oh, it's game over. But a lot of girls, they will literally throw themselves at you just because you're tall. Like, you can literally not say anything or even talk about the weirdest niche things she's never even heard of on a date, and she's still gonna be into you, man. Like, they go crazy over the height. Studies do show that taller men on average do make more money. Now, I think this comes down to the natural leadership of taller men. Now, I'm not saying this about myself, anything like this. All I'm saying is that if you look throughout history, on average, taller men are more so put in leadership roles. All you have to do is actually look at presidential elections. For the majority of elections, the taller candidate wins on average. I'm not sure why this is. Maybe it's because people are physically looking up to this person, so they look up to them in other ways and they want to follow this person. But this means that in the corporate setup, for example, the taller men are going to be the ones getting promotions, getting leveled up. They're going to be the managers, the CEOs, things like this. I actually found a study where this guy went out of his way to talk to 500 CEOs, and on average, the average CEO was 6 feet tall. Now, obviously, in America, the average height is 5'9". So why would the average CEO be 6 feet tall? Kind of going back to my previous theory. It goes without saying that whenever you are taller, you will be drawing in tons of attention. People are going to be staring at you almost like you're a freaking zoo animal. And for me, I always hated it. I'm not going to lie. But a lot of you guys, you will love it. You'll love the attention that you get. It's one of the best feelings ever. Now, if you do actually want to grow taller, I got to tell you, once again, it is only 60 to 80% genetic, 20 to 40% environmental. This is also why I don't feel that bad with gloating a little bit about my height, because for nearly 2 years straight, I was literally drinking a gallon of raw milk every single day, doing all the proper protocols that I can guarantee you nobody else in society is doing to optimize my height growth. This is why I grew to 6'6", with both my parents being roughly 5'8", 5'9", and my projected height being only about 6'1". This means that I grew 5 inches extra on top of how tall I was supposed to grow if I did nothing. So I believe the number one reason most people don't optimize their height growth potential like I did is because nutrient deficiencies. 92% of Americans across all social classes are deficient in basic vitamins and minerals. It shuts down IGF-1 human growth hormone, closing those growth plates. So you got to pick up Titan Growth 2.0 on my website, kalosique.com, which has 500 to 1000% of all your daily required nutrients to optimize your height growth. Don't forget, guys, I just launched Chad Pills, which has every single ingredient needed to optimize your aesthetics, make you look like a freaking handsome Chad. It's got beta carotene to give you that natural tan glow, that aura, as well as so many other ingredients that will help boost your looks like crazy. Don't forget, you got to join Kalos VIP. This is my school Looks Max with my 3-hour Looks Max Masterclass, 2-hour High Growth Masterclass. Right now, we got the Female Nature Masterclass. We do a group call every 2 weeks with all my students. It is the best school of self-improvement. You got to join now. Link in the description. When you are taller, there is something very, very fun that happens. Is that nobody tries to mess with you, man, because you are more intimidating. Online, people might troll me, say, oh, you look like this, you look like this. But in person, I will tell you, there is not a single time I even get close to getting into a fight. If anything were to come up, I say one thing or just a gentle push, and they go away. You know, it is actually very effortless to get rid of people and to de-escalate anything that could potentially happen when it comes to a fight. Now, I think as an adult, pretty much 99% of fights are completely stupid and pointless that could put you in jail, give you a felony, just the most silly stuff just for your ego. But it is nice that whenever you're taller, you don't actually have to get in fights because no one tries you. That is unless you are just very, very underweight and skinny. I'm roughly 200 to 205 pounds, so this also adds to it. What is really cool about being taller is actually going to be the physique. Now, I've always talked about the female gaze physique, how they don't want too much muscle, they want you lean, a little bit wiry, kind of like Brad Pitt in the movie Fight Club. But what I actually have not really spoken about is how whenever you are taller, you kind of develop this physique a lot more naturally. So first of all, your limbs are much, much longer. So even if you fulfill your genetic max potential, like as much muscle as you can possibly build without taking any gear, you will still look a little bit skinny, which is actually what girls are into, but you're very strong at the same time. Now, in addition to this, your body's got to pump a lot more blood. A lot more stuff is going through here. Just walking 10,000 steps as a tall guy is going to burn more calories than someone who's 5'9". It's actually crazy. So naturally, your body needs a lot more calories to sustain it. So you're going to be a little bit more of an ectomorph. Like, it's going to be much easier for you to stay lean and thin, more so than the average person. Now, a lot of people might see these as cons, like, oh, I can't look like big, bulky bodybuilder, but girls go crazy about this. You know, like, you're naturally going to have more of that jawline, cheekbone look without too much effort. So it is really cool just because the way that you're built. And also, if you do get into lifting, I've noticed tall guys, they have a lot cooler striations. Like, a lot of bodybuilders in the past, a lot of them have been quite taller. I mean, Arnold was, what was he, 6'2" in his prime? Like, it does create very cool insertions as well. Last but not least is that you're going to be remembered pretty much anywhere you go. Like, if you go to a place 2 times, people are going to remember you there, man. Any country I go to, if I go to the same spot, which I do quite a bit of times, I've noticed after 2 or 3 times, they remember me immediately. Like, they know exactly what I'm going to order from the grocery store. 500 grams of grass-fed steak, and they're going to get it ready for me the second they see me. Whenever I go to the Starbucks around the corner, if I've been there a couple times, right when I walk in, they're like, oh, you want the usual? It happens, man. And if you are just a little bit more average, you don't stand out quite as much, you're not going to be remembered quite as frequently, and this can just be a little frustrating in my opinion. It is cool, I'm gonna admit, whenever people remember you, whenever you seem to have some sort of importance in these people's lives just by showing up, man. So it is pretty cool being taller. I made a video about the cons of being taller, the pros of being shorter, so I'm just hitting it from every single angle before you guys say, oh, this video is just stroking your ego like everything else. But that's it, man. Subscribe if you're new. I love you with all my heart. Peace.